guys, so this is going to be a little discussion video. I'll post these every once in a while with different topics. Today I am going to discuss paperback books versus hardcover books because I always find myself in the bookstore being there for hours deciding like if the store has paperback and the hardcover, which one to get. Now the first point I want to discuss is the size. Paperback books are generally smaller and lighter than hardcover books. Let's take Gone, for example. This is a pretty good chunk of book, and I don't think I would want to hold this up in hardcover while I was reading it, because a majority of the times when I'm reading, I'm laying down just because that's most comfortable for me, and so I couldn't imagine holding a giant thing of this up the whole time. And that's one thing I definitely consider when buying the books. Although my store didn't even have a hardcover, so I didn't even have that option. So that's one point. The next point I want to discuss is the quality. And when I mean quality, I mean the things that are included, because I'm going to use this book as one example. Now, as you all know, it's pretty obvious, hardcover books generally have the dust cover on them. Now, on the dust cover of 13 Reasons Why, there is a map that you can follow along with Clay throughout all the locations that he goes to. And this has it, but I would like it better in hardcover just because it would be easier to take off that dust cover and look at it as you're reading instead of having to flip back and forth. So that's one reason that I would choose a hardcover. I don't really know why I picked the soft cover in this anyway. I don't even think they had a hardcover in this either. So the next book I'm going to use as an example is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Now this book I don't think would look as good as a paperback, just because of how it's set up the back and the front right here. So that's one thing that hardcovers have going for them sometimes, is the artwork that is on it is a lot better. So that's one point. And so generally if a book has the hardcover has better like artwork, sometimes I will choose the hardcover over paperback. Now, another thing that I prefer, or one thing that I don't like about paperbacks, is they are more fragile than hardcovers. I'm going to use the Divergent series, for example. You know, obviously these are more flimsy and bendable, whereas the hardcovers, they can take a little bit more damage. You can beat them up a little bit more. Not that you should bang them on things, because that's illogical, but yeah, like these, I think, other than the size factor, I think for me personally, because I fly back and forth sometimes to my home state, not my home state, the state where I grew up, where my family is, and sometimes I'm in a hurry and I just shove them in my bag, and sometimes the pages get all bent and wackadoo, and it's not good. Whereas these, you can just shove in and not have to worry about it. They're tough books. So that's one thing that hardcovers have going for them. Now, the one thing that I do not like about hardcovers is that they are more expensive. For example, Insurgent is $17.99. So with tax, that's maybe about $18, $19. Divergent was $9.99, so that's maybe about $10, $11. I got the paperback for half the price of the hardcover, which I don't like, and that's definitely one thing that is a big consideration for me when I look at books. Depending on what I'm spending or how much money I have, or even if I have a lot of money to spend, you do get more amount of books generally if you buy more paperbacks than hardcovers. So that's one thing that's why I don't have a lot of paperbacks or hardcovers, even though sometimes I would like them to be hardcovers, and I'll get to that in my next point because they are more expensive. Now, the next point we have is the inconsistency of some of the covers. And what I mean is, when books are just released, pretty much always they are first released as hardcover only, and they're released in paperback later on. Now, for some reason, I didn't think about that when I bought Divergent, because I bought Divergent, I think maybe about a week or two before Insurgent came out, and I didn't think about it. And then I got to the bookstore, saw this, and then I realized, oh crap. And it bugs me. Like, no, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. This looks ridiculous. So I will probably end up going out and buying another copy of Divergent in hardcover because I don't like having this. It looks awful on my bookshelf and I don't like it. So, that's definitely the big downfall, is I sometimes, and sometimes you go to bookstores and say you buy all the books in the series and one's about to come out, and everywhere you look they only have paperbacks. So you end up buying the paperbacks. Well, you don't want to wait to buy the book that just came out in paperback, so then you have to buy it in hardcover. So then you either have the dilemma of just buying another copy. Either way, you have to buy another copy of something or more copies, and that's just, I don't like it. That's the one thing that I never understood, and maybe there's some, logic in it that I don't understand with, publishers, is that I don't understand why they can't release them in both. Maybe it's the price thing. They want to make sure it's good. But still, I do not approve. So, yeah, personally, I do prefer paperbacks, but every once in a while, I will get hardcovers, because sometimes it's better to get hardcovers, even though they're uber expensive. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer hardcovers or paperbacks? Or, we're not even going to go into e-readers right now. We'll save that for another time. So yeah, leave your comments below. Let me know. Add me on Goodreads. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Tumblr. Follow me wherever. Alright, I'll see you next time.